Next, you take your longer section of FTC and you wrap enough tape around one end, nice and tight. I'm using just glass strapping tape, but other tape will work fine. All the way around until the diameter matches the diameter of the orange collar. What I've done is I've cut 2 elongated slots in the FTC, and that's to allow the tubing to move back and forth inside there. That's so that when you've got the springs inside and the springs compress, the tubing's able to move. Now we assemble the stager. So we take out a loose end of the tube and we thread it through the hole. Then we thread the springs on and halfway out of this one, so it doesn't go all the way to the bottom, it comes out halfway. Then you thread it through the lower hole and fit all of your springs in. Letting the tubing come out. And the FTC is just the right size that it guides the springs and allows them to stay together so they don't thread into each other. So we pull that as far as we can, so it's nice and tight, and then we re-thread the tubing back out and we thread the cap onto the end of the tube and place the cap inside the FTC. So next what we need to do is plug the end of this tubing so that it can't come back out, and this is where the air comes for the sustainer. Very easy to do. Just get yourself a regular pen, and what we want to do is use this little black section out. So we want to remove the tip and the actual ink line, and we end up with one of these, and we'll end up inserting it inside the tubing. So air can still pass through, but the tube's wide enough that it won't come out. We put the pop rivet in the vise again and put the pen tip on it, just makes it easy to hold, and like before, just push the tubing over the top. Press fairly hard until it's all the way, and now we'll secure it with a piece of wire. Okay, so we take a piece of wire, just put a couple of loops around it, and then twist it off, and that will help secure it so it doesn't slide out of the tubing. Trim it off, just bend it up, and that will slide back up against the hole and it will seal it. Now you want to take your stager and screw it to the top of your booster, and you'll have to tighten the cap first. You can tighten it even without the FTC. And then what you want to do is push the FTC all the way down so it sits along this ridge, so it's nice and square, and that takes up ends up taking the load during the boost phase. Next, you take your split piece of FTC and wrap it over the top, and it should go onto the tape, and then the other end will attach to the collar. So we'll just wrap a piece of tape over the end. So what we've done here is we've just wrapped electrical tape to make sure that the FTC holds onto the lower FTC. So now we're going to do the same to the top. Next, you want to tape the FTC to the collar, but this is a very important step. You have to push the center part all the way down until it stops. You'll see the collar still free to move, so push it all the way to the stop and then push the collar in the other direction as far as it'll go into the locked position, and get someone to help you do this. When it's all the way down, collars all the way up, then tape over it. So what we've done is we've taped up the other section, and that attaches the orange collar to the other section of the FTC. You want to make sure that the inner part of the coupling is free to move with a bit of force, and when it's in the fully down position, that's when the gardenia is fully locked. You can test that with a nozzle. So there it's in the release position and should be in that position to be fully closed. And that's the stager.